think I'm turning Japanese. Konnichiwa, Nihon ni kangai suru. Welcome to the land of confusion, at least if you don't speak the language. This ran through my head the moment we stepped into customs and through this circus of a country where strange writing dominates, and the few English characters you see never mean quite what they're meant to. The room was divided into two lines, Japanese and foreigners, with the Japanese line zipping through the gate and us non-Japanese circus freaks moving at a sluggish pace. I stood in bewilderment as the custom agents questioned the man in front of me. A young Japanese girl ran up to me, pointed at my face, and shouted something I did not understand. One thing was for certain. Arriving in a country where you are unable to speak, read, or understand a language is fraught with uncertainty. I was an exhibition of rarity, a foreigner, a freak. I gazed around the airport convenience store. Everything from candies to body care products were carefully organized and labeled with arcane symbols. I was so excited by the handiness of the store that I decided to purchase some nifty goods. 12,000 yen onegaishimasu. $12,000! I gasped and cried. How can these 4 purchases be worth that much? The cashier gave me a frightening look, as if I was a bearded woman. Oh, wait. Then I remembered that I was in Japan, where they use the yen and not the dollar. I was completely Japanese illiterate, and for this reason I was clearly different from the things around me. Functioning in society was one thing. Going to school 2 weeks later was quite another. それは正しくない! As I sat in disbelief, my Japanese teacher scuttled to the whiteboard to write the character for Lake. The precise number of strokes, intricate design, and the composition of his character as a whole loomed over me. On top of the confusion I had a writing deficiency was the nature of my teacher and fellow students. When I would confuse 2 words, my teacher would look at me with disappointment. Girls at the far end of the room would giggle at the asymmetrical sentences that I would write on the board. I dreaded every day that I walked into my Japanese classroom. I wore a mask of anxiety, fear, and hopelessness. I couldn't comprehend the challenging lessons nor deal with my ill-behaved classmates. I was being targeted for my abnormality of not being able to speak Japanese. I wanted to learn this language. I began by forcing myself to say something when I was in an unfamiliar situation. I tried to use expressions when conversing with sales clerks, cab drivers, and even my pet turtle. But how did I know I was speaking correctly, or even speaking Japanese? However, one night it clicked like a light switch was flipped on in my brain. On my way home, I came across a man lying on the sidewalk, noticeably injured, calling for help. I was so agitated society was alienating this drunken man, and my lack of Japanese made it even more difficult to bear. Then something happened. 私は助けなさい. Help wa katahou ni aru. Arigato. Wait, I didn't. No, there's no possibility, I thought to myself. Did I really understand what he just said? Did he understand me? I immediately helped the man and called 911. I was proud of my accomplishment. I'd helped this man while speaking Japanese. Maybe it was fate. Maybe it was luck. All I know is that I stopped to help someone in need and was paid back, twice over. Little did the man know, he transformed me from circus freak to ringmaster of the Japanese language.